Now, Michele, another dessert that we're going to show our viewers is the famous Zuppa Inglese, literally translated as English soup, which of course it is not.
No.
No, it's not, is it?
But yes, we're going to do one in one way, but like we said, we can do it. You can do it in any
Lots
way
of
you
variations,
want. Basically, what it is two kind of custard. There is you alternate the different flavors with some sponge dipped in alchemies. Okay.
Yes.
And basically, that's what it is. Now, the sponge. I'll give you this recipe really quickly. That
Pan di Spagna is what we call sponge in Italian.
Yes,
which is
Spanish
bread
bread.
Of Spain. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
amazing, eh?
Yeah.
Why they must making really good bread.
Do you know, Michele, that with Zuppa Inglese, in fact, studying up on all this, in the south they do a beautiful version where they actually cover it with the meringue.
Yeah.
In Emilia-Romagna, which is what we're doing tonight, that style of Zuppa Inglese is done always with two custards, and the one in Tuscany is always a lot more liquidy. It's a softer style of dessert.
Yeah,
so we're going to do the Emilia-Romagna one tonight?
Yeah, like everything, it changes, in region and even town by town.
Yes.
Now, recipe for the sponge is 7 eggs, around 55 to 60 grams, 125 grams of sugar. You put these two in the mixer really fast. You let it go till the mixture become really creamy and become really nearly white. Okay. Into there you get ready 125 grams of soft flour. There could be, the flour for biscuit.
00?
Double zero.
Doppio zero that we've talked about in our past shows.
The first row, yeah. And then if you're not confident, if your oven is going to let you down, you put a little bit of baking powder, but there's no need. Okay. And you let it go for at least 15 minutes on full. Still, we get the color start to change and really get really stiff. Yes. And then you add fold the flour like we did with
Can
this
you
really
overbeat
gentle.
it?
No such a thing.
Okay.
Leave it on all night. In the morning,
This is
will be
foolproof,
ready.
isn't it? It's foolproof.
This is foolproof.
Okay, that's what
the more you whip it, the better it is for you.
Okay.
And then you fold with the flour, put it in the oven 170 degrees for 15-20 minutes, and then you see that it's going to be fantastic, okay?
You get that sort of beautiful softness. It's
This
got a bit
one,
of a
we
crust,
did it really flat because it's one like this.
Yes.
You can do it round. And the best thing to know is actually you go, when you think it's done, you go on the top, you can sort of feel it. If you know that...
it's sort of very firm, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how it has to be.
Great for a dessert, I suppose, too, to stop the liquid going through it.
Now, we're going to do 2 liters of custard. Now, we're going to add... for 1 liter of milk, you need 8 egg yolks. And you can use less if you want, that's up to you.
Oh, Michele, what's this?
300 grams, that's a vanilla bean.
Oh,
300 grams of sugar. I'm doing double here, so don't worry. And you're going to add 1 liter of milk and 100 grams of flour, okay? That's basically it. We're going to do it now.
Do we put any flavouring in the custard, like lemon rind or anything?
You can put lemon rind, or vanilla. It's up to you. Usually, what you do, this is a vanilla bean. That's a real vanilla. That's how it comes in. Now, what you do, if you go in just a little, you can cut it in half, and then with your knife.
Because that's where all the actual powdery bit is, isn't it?
That's what it is.
Inside the pod, it's all dotty.
And then you can either do this. Usually, you do this in milk, but you can even do it in here. That's what the
so you
flavor
scrape
is.
all the seeds.
Which is like a paste, and then you put this in your milk. Now, to make sure that the milk doesn't stick in your pot, what you should do is you should add a little bit of sugar into the milk. Now, it sounds good, but doesn't work anyway. If the milk is going to burn, it's going to burn. But usually it's good, you get all these secrets sometimes that people make up to look good on TV. And
you're getting pretty good at it, Michele.
Okay, now, and this is ready. You don't have to whip this too much, because you just have to mix it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it?
There's no need for this. It's breaking news here. You don't have to...
It always makes it look easy, but it's not that easy.
Here we got the flour. Now it's 100 grams of normal flour. If you want, you can do 90 grams of flour and 10 grams of corn flour. Okay, that will give a different, a little bit thicker consistency. It's really up to you. Usually normal flour will do it.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Beautiful. Here we go. Do we need some more vanilla bean, Michele?
I'm sure you want to do it, so yes.
I do. Is it that easy? Just look.
Now, this is when everything is absorbed, it's fine. Again, you don't have to wait forever. Now you can do in 2 ways. You can actually put cold milk here, put it on the pot and burn everything, Or you can warm up your milk and then put it in here and cook it for 5 minutes. It's up to you. Depends who's cleaning the pots at all. Okay.
Oh, that always goes back to the husband and wife saga, doesn't it, Michele?
Nowadays it's the husband doing the washing, but you know.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay, now you want to bring me the milk here, Caterina?
Should the milk have acquired boiling point?
Just before it starts to boil.
Just
okay?
before.
Because now the secret is, some people say put a little bit at a time, otherwise it makes slimes. What you should do is just put all at once, okay?
And it's not going to sort of get lumps in it?
Hopefully not, no.
You won't be able to see on.
Maybe it will happen today because we're in front of the camera. Now, put it in.
Maybe ladle it in?
Yeah, with a ladle, yeah, that's even better. Okay.
Dina, you might offer a bigger ladle. You can do this more quickly.
Now, just worry about at the start that everything get absorbed together, and then we just put it on the stove.
There you go.
And everything will go. Now, what we do?
Here we go. They call this crema pasticcera. Is that correct, Michele?
Crema pasticcera, yeah. We put this on.
Okay. Fantastic.
Now, bring it to boil, 5 minutes. 5 minutes boiling, and the custard is ready. Okay. In the meantime.
So cling film around the bowl.
Better if it's clean. If you recycle, it's up to you. No, clean.
Now, we do not soak the sponge, Michele. You put it in.
We are going to do it now. Now you're going to do this. Like I said, you can use. You can also use a different container and do a little, a little tin and do all different layers. It's up to you. This is like a different way of doing it, different idea.
You don't need to be too perfect, do you?
No. You can use the wooden spoon if you want. Now this is what we call in Italian canarino.
Oh.
Why we call it canarino? Not because you have to use a Canadian in there. It's probably because of the color, I don't really know. But this is what every pastry shop uses to actually dip the sponge. Is sugar, water, and lemon and orange rind. Okay?
Oh, alkermes.
Alkermes? No, I'm sure.
And that's an amazing. That was actually brought to Europe via the Arabs, and I think it reached Italy via Spain. It was flavoured with, coloured with cochineal, which why you get that beautiful red flavouring, and it's then infused with iris and rose and jasmine and spices, and it's just fantastic. Quite hard to find, isn't it, Michele? As far as I know.
You only have to go to really specialised places.
Yes, but it's
what I was going to say is. Look
70% alcohol too.
Yeah, 70%. So don't go with a bottle like this over the flame because you won't be happy.
Absolutely.
And just let it boil with the mixture for a few minutes. You see all the alcohol will actually evaporate.
Mm-hmm. You can be quite rough with all this, can't you? Because it's all going to get soaked up.
Yeah. And because it's all going to be part of the cake, yeah. It's not that you have to sort of...
Now, a really light sprinkling.
Yeah. You know, it's really nice to do this. You warm it up with hot water, piece of lemon, and you drink it like that.
Fantastic. Now, our crema pasticcera is coming together nicely there. Now, Michele, for how long should we actually cook this for?
Now, when it starts to boil...
Oh, look at that. Now, that doesn't take a long boil.
When it starts to boil, that's ready for a couple of minutes.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's beautiful.
Now, my suggestion is, if you want to do it 2 colors...
Yes.
You first you can put it when it's really hot. Put it in.
Okay. There we go. And to our viewers, don't forget to keep half the custard aside because we're going to be adding the chocolate, as Michele has here.
Yeah, I already did some. So we put in some more chocolate, pure chocolate, and also some cocoa. That's how you make the real...
See that bitter, it's a nice bitter cocoa, you can see it by the colour. A real chocolate colour.
So you just wait for this to melt.
And the chocolate buttons just melt through the custard mixture. Now, do we need to let that get cold before you add this on?
No. We can do this straight away. That's the beauty of it. So when it sets, it's actually going to be really firm.
Fantastic.
So that's how chocolate custard should be. That's the colour. Remember this next time you go to the shops. Right?
Okay.
So you can do different layers. So I'm going to do...
This is the one tradition from Emilia Romagna with the 2 layers of different custard.
And we're just going to finish it again with some of the plain one.
And Michele, do you often finish it off with a layer of sponge or not necessarily?
It's up to you. You can. It's really up to you.
Wow, how indulgent.
If you follow this recipe, you'll see that it's going to set properly and you'll be able to actually cut it the way it is. If you're going to do maybe a different custard that is going to be a little bit thinner, I suggest you to put a piece of sponge underneath.
On the base. All right, fantastic.
Okay.
Now, how long do you let this set for, Michele? Because obviously you're going to let it cool down with a weight or something on top of it, is that correct?
That's the way. So what do you do? That's why you use a little bit of film.
Ah, here we go. Our viewers will remember from last week's or episodes of a couple of weeks ago when Michele was doing the lasagna, always leave the edges out so you can use it for folding up and closing, basically. Yes?
And now we just probably need a little bit more.
Fantastic.
We just cover it completely. We put it in the fridge, and that's your.
Fantastic.
That's what it's going to be. And then all you have to do once it's cold, you can do this the night before.
Yes.
Even the dessert. Then what you do, you just upside down on the plate. You're going to do this. If you want to put a weight, you just put a plate like this, something heavy. And then tomorrow, you're just going to get another plate and flip it upside down, and you're going to have your cake ready to cut.
Remove the glad film, thin film, and away you go. So that's fantastic, Michele. I hope that you've enjoyed tonight's show. We're going to take a seat at the table where we're going to enjoy a glass of Prosecco or something Santo. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
And we can just sample these wonderful wares, huh? Let's go, guys. And one big happy family that we all are here. And to Tanya, who prepares all our lovely table settings. And to our wonderful apprentices that are here tonight. Young Allegra, thank you. And we've actually gone to the depths of Australia tonight with the sparkling burgundy. It was a bit of a, you know, take on the Italian Vin Santo.
Is it known for South in Italy? Where is it?
No, it's not in Italy. It's in Australia.
Sorry.
It's in Australia. Oh, no. Oh, look at that. It's fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's program and you've got some nice ideas on how to feed all your family and friends with some enticing desserts. Buonasera.